Hello, 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 hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our stock trades. How's everybody doing? What's going on, everybody? All right, so check this out, guys. I want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to my friend John. Shout out to you. This gentleman is a Mexican national. He was one of the first people that called the increase in GDP and the whole Russian war, and he is an expert when it comes to OPEC Plus and how the oil stocks work. This gentleman has basically traded the life of Wall Street to work as in the near ICU. This gentleman is by far one of the greatest experts I've met. Shout out to you, my friend. All right, so with that said, right now he's laughing his ass off right now. Listen to this. All right. All right, guys. So what's going on? Where's B-Rad Cooley? I think it's his nap time, right? Did he burn the meatloaf again? Sadly, I came a little late today, and I had something called makluba, which is just translated into something called upside down. It's a Middle Eastern dish. My girl made it. Hey, the new terminal is so good. Okay, so I'm about to show you a new release that I just released. It still needs some quirks that I'm going to add to it, but you guys are going to like it. It's really powerful. Hey, where's Melissa? Is Melissa in the house? Last one here doesn't get to be a millionaire. Oh, snaps, right? Oh, yeah, that's a funny Temu version of OpenAI with the DeepSeek. What's going on, Vladimir? 1286 by the end of the year. Let's go. Coming now. Oh, that's me. How you doing now, stock trades? Okay. $5 by Friday. Let's go. All right. So first things first, I think given what happened, I think Clover held up pretty well, right? In the, it didn't really do it. It didn't really do much. I mean, all this choppiness and, went up. It was up, it went up pretty high, I would say today right here, but overall didn't do much. 5 days, we're up 8.51%. You know what else is up 8.51%? Well, it's 8.82%, but NVIDIA, right? Inverse Kramer, baby. Don't buy. Bye-bye, right? So obviously don't listen to, what you hear. Again, spike on the VIX is the volatility index, indicates that this is probably an overshadowed event, right? Goes up, then it goes down. Oh my God, it was a market scare. So we're going to go ahead, and I promise you we're going to talk about Andrew Toy and Vivek's comment. I was tied yesterday, and as you can see, I made a calculative error. I am sorry. So we'll go ahead and do these things, and we'll go from there. Very quickly, though, I want to point out that we have 6 hours left regarding our flash sale, coupon code FLASH. Take advantage, right? Our flash sale, $500 off, and I think you're going to want to look at this, okay? So first things first, I would like to introduce you. Let's go ahead and can I get a drum roll, please? Can I get a drum roll? Are you ready? Are you ready to get blown? Can you handle the pain? Okay, I'm done. All right. DeepSeek ruined the AI market by making AI accessible. It's actually, we'll talk about that. These are all good comments. All right, so first things first, this is called the financial data and analytics metrics chart, okay? This is, you got 2 more payments. 2 more payments, and then that's it. No more payments. You're a lifetime member forever. I think you probably utilize the Affirm. Ladies and gentlemen, you will never find, this is by far, we have one of the best terminals in the market. I can tell you that much. And I'm about to show you how powerful it is, okay? So let's go ahead and type something we know. Let's type in Tesla. So as soon as you type in Tesla, it goes ahead, grabs you the data for the past 10 years, and automatically graphs you this chart, right? And let me just kind of zoom out here for a sec so you can see. Let's look at Apple. It goes in, takes it in, and then it graphs it for you automatically, the free cash flow and the net income. It gives you the 10-year information for the revenue, gross margins, operating income, operating margins, net income, earnings per share, dividend per share, which is obviously 50 cents and all the way up here, payout ratio, shares, book value, all of these things. And what you can do is you can go ahead and say, I want to graph the book value or whatever. Let's go ahead and take a look at it really quickly. Energy transfer. You could see energy transfer, see where it basically went from negative to positive free cash flow. And you could go ahead and if you want to, you can look at, let's say, the book value. Where the hell is the book value? You can click on the book value here somewhere. Where to go? You can update the chart and you can update the book value here. You see how powerful this is? Right now, obviously in 2020 is when it fell here, right? So this is very powerful stuff. But let me go ahead and basically, yes, affirmative, right? There it is. So what I want to do is I want to show you Tesla, right? If we go ahead and take a look at Tesla and have this graph, let me just zoom in real quick so we can kind of see this here. This is the free cash flow. And I'm just going to uncheck net income and update it. And I'm just going to want to focus on free cash flow. You can see this is all powered by Al Stock Trades. And it's all part of the Al Stock Trades terminal. There's a lot of folks that said, oh, no, Al doesn't have Al doesn't create anything. No. You don't know what I have cooking in the back, right? Or, the rock style, right? I always got something cooking, right? So you can see here the net income, the free cash flow for Tesla went from negative to positive here. In fact, it was positive 968 million. And the year before that, it was negative, right? In fact, we could do operating cash flow and let's hold off on the operating for right now. You could see in 2019, it went from negative to positive. Let's go ahead and do net income. You go to net income, we got another signal here in 2020 that showed it basically went from, negative to positive net income. So again, I just want you to memorize the numbers 2019 and 2020. So if we go here and if we go to Tesla real quick, and I want you to look at 2019 and 2020, there it is. Look at the shoot up, right? 10x. That's why I always say how to find a 10 bagger, right? And obviously, if you were to do the quarter analysis, which you basically have right here, from the dates back in 2019 and 2020, you'll see something interesting. Now, let me go ahead and show you Clover, right? So when people go ahead and look at Clover, they graph it, and then all they see here, sorry, I went ahead and let me just reload it real quick. What they do is all they see is it's slowly going from negative to positive. The problem is it's still negative here. It's negative 116 million on the free cash flow for 2023. Well, that's because we got the positive free cash flow in 2024. So all you have to do is hit the quarterly, fetch the data, and you can start seeing something interesting. You start seeing that in Q1 of 2024, we got 25.49 million. Again, these numbers are in millions, right? And again, this is all powered by our Al Stock Trades terminal. I mean, you can see this is data behind your fingertips. You have a Bloomberg, you pretty much essentially have a Bloomberg terminal in, wherever you go, right? And you don't have to download any software. It's all part. You can use a Google Chrome browser, and you can do it with any computer, right? It's and again, obviously, make sure you're the only user because we do track IPP addresses, and we have to kick someone out. Sadly, you can't lose your lifetime access. It has to be only for you, right? Obviously, can get passed down to family in the household, but because the whole goal is teaching your children. But if you're sharing it across, we crack down on that, right? Because this is expensive data here, right? So 2024, we got 44.36 million. In Q3 of 2024, we got 58.45 million, right? And ultimately, you can basically see we used to get signals here, right? That we thought that we were converting, but you could see it wasn't a full-on conversion, right? But here you're starting to see we transitioned from a free cash flow perspective of the yellow. In fact, let me just exit this for a sec. You see how smooth the interface is? I mean, just look how beautiful that is, right? You could see here we got, first off, let me just delete this and let me just kind of graph this. You could see how we went from negative to positive, right? And 25 million, then we got 44 million, and then we got around 58 million. So you could see we've transitioned above zero. Here's zero. Here's zero. We've made it above. We've transitioned, and now we're continuously rising. The only problem is it hasn't hit the annually yet because this is still quarterly, right? Because if you look at these quarters for Q1, they were all, a lot of them, or majority of them were essentially negative, right? Because some of it If you summarize it, it was negative, right? So this is the power of our stock terminal here, ladies and gentlemen. It really, really is powerful data. And you can see how it shows you kind of when things go from negative to positive. You can see here, though, this was going back and forth, but it was falling. This is rising. The story is different now. The fundamentals are changing. In fact, if you go ahead and go to net income and graph that, and let's just go ahead and just remove free cash flow real quick. And actually let's just remove free cash flow. You could start to see that from the 2024 perspective, Q2, we actually were profitable, 7.41 million. But now last quarter, we're negative 9.15 million, but we're getting closer. We're starting to get closer to net income profitability. But you could see how powerful this is, because if we were to just kind of redraw this out and re-update it, you could see that 2024 was the proof of concept, the year of proof of concept. And if you go ahead and take a look at Clover real quick and take a look at a year, you could see that jump, right? You could see that jump. Remember that jump I've been telling you about regarding end phase and whatnot? I mean, you could go ahead and look at the annually really quickly right now and type in end phase technology. And this is the end phase energy stock. And you could basically see how in 2018, the free cash flow went positive, and how in 2019, the free cash flow, the net income went positive. And then if you look at the stock price really quickly, just from an educational perspective, you can see that it went ahead and exploded, right? So again, this is like what we like to teach, what we like to preach. And now essentially you have access to all this information. Okay. You can see how powerful this is, right? This is very, very powerful information. In fact, you go ahead and put in SoFi, it grabs you the data of SoFi, and you can see here that for SoFi, net income is just went from negative to positive on the annual side. But if you go ahead and fetch the data and analyze quarterly, you could see it gave a signal as early as Q4 of 2023. So you can go ahead and open up SoFi real quick, and take a look at here near this let me see, right? You could see it's was it the hold on, let me think. Yeah, you could see here the net income. You see it was actually free cash flow in Q3 here. You could see it went for positive for a while, then it went back to being negative because probably an acquisition. But you could see it signaled here, and then if you look at it really quickly, you could see kind of how it went up 100, literally 100%, right? So again, that's the power of our platform. Right now, very quickly, let me show you something that's really nice. So most people don't know the price of SoFi. Again, this is our automatic intrinsic value calculation. This calculates any value you want. So let's go and put SoFi. You put SoFi, we go ahead and it gets the data and it graphs the data. And you can see that it takes the average free cash flow. If it's negative, it does our proprietary calculation method. And then it looks at the ultimate growth rate by essentially doing our own way of calculation. You obviously should, focus on our mastering. You should always self-adjust. But you can see the bull case for SoFi is 25. Base is 16. Bear is 11. And the recession is 5. So, you could go ahead and take a look at SoFi and you can see it went up as high as 1842, but it's hovering around 16. And that's, right around its base case at 1674. So you could see, the power of the intrinsic value, right? And if you were to look at the history of SoFi, it went up as high as $25 right here back in 2021. But most, sadly, retail investors didn't know what that was actually the intrinsic value of 25.36, right? So again, this is the power of having the intrinsic value, and all you do, and again, here's the numbers and here's the graphs here. You see how powerful this is, right? Again, lots of information. And in fact, we could go ahead. This is our sentiment analysis. So we could go ahead and hit CLOV, and we could go ahead and look at the simple, support and resistance, and you can see that. We can hit it with a reset and hit it with a Monte Carlo. You can see these squiggly lines. It does 1,000 simulations to say, hey, this thing is going to go to $6.60, which you can see here, right? Given these simulations, you put it on the hour, you put the support and resistance, and you see that, right? And then you could reset that, put the Fibonacci, and the Fibonacci's right. In fact, let's go back to the minute chart real quick and let's put on the Fib. We put the Fibonacci on the minute. We need to still make corrections here. There's a couple things I want to add to this. This is not finished yet. It's still beta, but again, it still works. Oh, hello. Where'd it go? Well, I spoke too soon, right? Let's hit it. let's hit it up with the Fib. And you can see kind of how useful this is, right? And then let's kind of reset. Hit it with the Monte Carlo, and you can see 462 on the hourly. We hit it up with the daily. Hit the support and resistance lines real quick, and you can see kind of that 482 was a level, and we'll get there for sure in terms of finishing it off. But hit it with the Fib, and you could kind of see where that is, and then hit it with the Monte Carlo, and just look at that simulation, right? 664 on that. You hit it with the weekly. Let me just do the daily for a sec. Yeah, hit it with the weekly, and then you hit it with the Fib, and you can start seeing $37. Right, there's a lot of variation here, but ultimately, it's looking pretty good, right? And then you could go hit it with the all time, and then hit it with the Monte Carlo, and you're getting 432. Hit it with a simple moving average, you get this, and then hit it with the Fibonacci, and you essentially hit it with multiple analytical methods. Okay, so and then there's your lower Fib of 62 cents, right? So again, lots of stuff that I need to fix a couple things here so this is not sentiment analysis. I said sentiment analysis earlier. This is our Monte Carlo AI sequence. This is like using some AI to help calculate where it's going to go. And again, you can do any stock you want, guys. And again, there's a lot of things that I need to, do, a lot of things I need to calculate, and a lot of other things I want to do to this one, right? So it's not done yet, but I just want to share with you. But again, it's all part of people can use it now if you want, right? It's all part of the lifetime access. Now, this is the sentiment analysis. Now, this is really cool because if you go and type in Clover, it does, and it calculates, let's say 66 news articles, or let's say in the 5-year mark, 927 articles. But what's really cool is, it shows you kind of when things are, if it's above this line here, if it's above this line, it's bullish, and I'm going to fix it where it's going to be light green and kind of red here. Again, I need to do some programming here, but you can see this was bearish back in May when the stock was 60 cents. And you can see how this is helpful because it kind of gives you the finger on the pulse because it analyzes all of these articles here for you, right? I mean, the latest article was Clover Health undervalued turnaround play with a promise in SaaS, right? You can see how it's consistently analyzing and giving you an analysis based off of the data. And then it goes ahead and smooths it out. And if you click this, look how sexy this looks on the graphics. Look at that. Look at that, right? This is the power of how stock trades. We got really powerful software for you, right? And again, this is something that we've been promising, right? And now we're delivering, right? So let's go ahead and let's look at NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA is a really good example because we got about 998 articles analyzed. And you could see here for NVIDIA, and again, I'm going to have to do some analysis on this, and I need to do, what I want to do is I want to, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do when I need to add a couple more lines I need to add about maybe at the 800 more lines of code. We could start to see how hard this is, right? This is going to take like a couple weeks to do here, but you could see, today it's 28. But, you could see how, it suffered a crazy dip, right? The 27 here, it was really bad, right? It was very negative. And now we're starting to basically recover, right? We're starting to recover. There's always a lot. If you were to look at the tally points up here versus down here, it's a lot more down here, right? It was pretty negative. In fact, let's see if we can go look at the 5. Yeah, again. So it's hard because it likes to stop at 1,000 articles because it's a lot of computing power. But you could kind of go down here and basically you should have seen the articles that were being posted, right? This is here. Investors bet on NVIDIA share recovery with buying of leverage. NVIDIA sell-off is just the beginning, says Black Swan, right? So there's this one, right? Why NVIDIA stock skyrocketed today. So all this is adding to the analysis to essentially start shooting it up this way. And if you were, let's just kind of look at an article that was made on the 27th here. You see, this was 27th when all hell was breaking loose. NVIDIA, Broadcom among tech stocks to sink on DeepSeek threat. A slew of stocks. So you can see the titles here. DeepSeek concerns send NVIDIA spiraling. NVIDIA brought, pulled down market. NVIDIA sheds almost $600 billion in market cap. Biggest one-day loss in the history of the U.S., right? You could see all these articles are Al Stock Trades Terminal is calculating and presenting you a value. So you essentially know exactly kind of, where you are, in terms of, you have essentially your finger on the pulse, right? Yeah. So, hey, I just saw this quick question right now. Hi, Al. Quick question about my IP address that you said you meant 2 IP addresses at the same time, right? Because I travel. Yeah, exactly. And also, your computer leaves a digital fingerprint. We have some sophisticated data. I mean, you can see what we have here, right? We have some pretty high tech data. So we have some pretty sophisticated data to track who's using it and regarding the computer. So of course, yeah, if you're in Mexico, you can go and use it, but it's also your computer fingerprint too, right? So we have that access, that data too, and also we have access to data in which the email that you're logged in, let's say, in the computer, so we know it's either someone different or not. There's a lot of cool stuff that a lot of sweet technologies that have allowed for security, right? So you're fine, right? You're fine. So let me go ahead and let's see here. Okay, so we're going to switch to DeepSeek right now. We're going to talk about this, right? What the hell, Rafiki? What the hell? What's going on? You're getting freaky, right? All right, so as you can see, we have a sentiment analysis, which I'm going to go ahead and add even more lines of code to make it literally the best. We have a technical analysis terminal. We have a intrinsic value software. People used to laugh at me. Oh, you call this a software. What the hell is this? I mean, what the hell do you call this, right? It's called software, right? So again, right? So, and now you have essentially the part of the Al Stock Trades Terminal. You have the financial data and analytics metrics chart, right? You can see how powerful this is. This is faster than a Bloomberg terminal. Okay, this is very, very fast. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about AI right now. Just very quickly, if you did like that content, go ahead and hit us up with a smash. But you're starting to see how we made calculating the value of a stock fun, and now you can calculate any stock you want, analyze its metrics, see where it's at, graph it, simulate what's going on, run simulations, and check what the new media is going to be. And soon we're going to have other elements that are all. I mean, who the hell's offering this lifetime? And not only that, you get access to over 2.5 billion outputs of institutionally graded data in our stock terminal, as well as the course and everything. I mean, you're starting to see the value here. You're starting to see that, this is pretty cheap. So for folks that are interested, we're trying to grow our value investing community. Take advantage. We got less than 6 hours left. Coupon code FLASH. Take the wonderful discount and come join the Al Stock Trades family, right? Yes, I did create this myself. This is all, and again, this is nothing really new, because this is all, again, taking data from our brain machine, which you can basically see here. This is brain machine. This is our AI that it's part of the lifetime access, and it's basically pulls from that data. So we are, like I told you in the videos from many time ago, we are a data company, right? That we have data, okay? And so that's kind of what it is. And now people are starting to see that, almost like the Clover assistant, right? So that's pretty much what it is. And yes, so I made this, right? I made this, right? This is all me, right? I made this, right? Because and you can, it's making these updates are pretty tricky, right here. Let me, right? So yeah, so you must be on the stock terminal. I don't sleep. You guys know, right? Yep, I created the functions myself. Yes, right. So that's why it's very important to look at who's the person that's doing the teaching. You can look at who I am and what I've done in my life. So you can go to my Google Scholar and you can see I do research in artificial intelligence. So I have computer programming background, and I also do, all this other neurogenomics research. So there's a lot of transferable skills that I have. Right. Some people select those, some people create Bloomberg terminals. Right. Yeah. So I created the functions myself. Right. So, and it's all for the benefit of you guys. Right. So now you guys can enjoy it. So now let's go ahead quickly. Switch, what's it called? Switch gears. Oh my God. All right. And let's read what Andrew Toy said. Okay. Actually, before Andrew Toy, let's just read this. Vivek. Let's go Vivek first, right? All right. So Vivek said, in the light of DeepSeek AI news, resharing this, the last part is inevitable. Okay. So, and lastly, it's not a secret that many organizations such as OpenAI aren't necessarily even able to explain how their underlying AI models work. But eventually, as that understanding grows, the models will become more refined in how they use processing power. So essentially, a lot of these AI models from OpenAI, they even themselves don't even know, because all they did is they took NVIDIA GPUs and they trained it on the corpus of the information in regards to what's available online regarding Wikipedia, et cetera, right? To where even Reddit had to close off its training data, because it's like, hey, you're making money off of my data, because data is gold. I want you to remember that word, right? Data is gold. Or better yet, I want you to say right now and hug your wife and whisper in her ear and say, data is the new oil, right? Right? Say that, right? I'm just kidding, right? She's like, what the hell's wrong with you, right? Data is the new oil, right? Your guys' wives must hate me. It's like, why is my husband watching this guy who was formerly homeless? He listens to this guy more than me, right? I'm sorry if you're getting divorced, but don't worry. Just show the portfolio and everything's going to be all right, okay? So I'm just kidding. All right. So essentially, we even got some women here. So show your men the portfolio, right? And they're going to shut up, right? All right. So check this out. All right. So let's focus. So data is the new oil, ladies and gentlemen. Data is the new oil. Okay. The problem here is, well, first off, before we give you my spiel, let's open up Vivek's older post, and he said lastly. So what did he say lastly? He said, this is where NVIDIA stands out. While I'm not necessarily predicting we've already seen the high of NVIDIA stock for the next 20 years, I do think NASDAQ may end up outperforming NVIDIA during that same time period. Currently, the market is assuming minimal future competition in processing power. There will in fact, be much future competition, and given the FTC's recent enforcement activity, I believe it may be difficult for NVIDIA to get regulatory approval to purchase upstarts. So secondly, while demand for processing power will continue to be very high, there is such ingenuity being inputted into software to optimize the existing capability or capacity of a GPU's high GPU pricing motivates more clever software development. And lastly, it's not a secret that many organizations such as OpenAI aren't necessarily even able to explain how their underlying AI models work, but eventually, as that understanding grows, the models will become more refined in how they process power. So all this is huge positive as it relates to software side of the AI, as hardware inevitably does get more and more, essentially dispersed amongst a lot, right? So yes, I do know computer program. Yep, so it's JavaScript and Python, right? So those things, right? Yeah. So it's all part of our platform. I released the kind of what I'm doing on the wheel strategy, and again, not financial advice, but we do talk about that, and I do release my wheel strategies, and we do pretty good. We do pretty good for ourselves, right? We do pretty good. We got a lot of success stories. Okay, so. And you can obviously see from the record of what we've done. So, but going back to the main important topic here real quick, guys, very important, very, very important. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I'm very excited to put this to the test and help people make money, because like I told you guys, we take data and, and send it across the world. And that's what we do. And I'm very happy. So, this is a pretty good what this statement is pretty much he predicted the future, and you can see how smart these people are. These people are not stupid, right? These people are not stupid. And this post only saw 10,000 views, right? And this was pretty much, from a billionaire. So you guys are watching this. You're one of 10,000 of billions of people on this planet. So, and you don't even know what you're holding. You don't even know the stock that you're holding. And I'm telling you right now, you're holding something so valuable that you don't even know. I'm not a financial advisor. Take this as a grain of salt, right? Don't even take it as biblical salt. Take it as like salt, like from freaking Walmart, right? That's like sitting in the back, very tired salt, salt that no one really wants. They go for the Himalayan salt because this salt's nasty, right? It's been on sale for a long time. That's what I am, right? So the thing is not to get salty, right? But so the thing is, guys, you could start to see Vivek and all of them are having their finger on the pulse because they got bonuses. They got to make some money, right? The stock came online for $10. They wanted it to hit $25. They got to get that bonus. They got to get that bonus, right? So I don't know what black gold is. That's really cool. Let me Google that. There's something called black gold. Where's that? Whoa, that's cool. I don't know. I didn't know that, right? I don't know these things. Okay. So Andrew Toy. So now let's go ahead and you can see Andrew Toy has his finger on the pulse, right? And you can see kind of, we could do an analysis regarding who likes this and whatnot. Shout out to all these people. But we'll go ahead and just read this right now real quick. So Andrew Toy states, there's a lot of thrash right now about DeepSeek and its disruptive, perhaps even threatening impact on the AI industry. Personally, I find it extremely exciting. Don't you love Andrew? This guys, everyone's like running with their head cut off. Hold on. No. Hold on. Let me see. Head, fire, running. Where's that meme? Cartoon. I'm talking about that cartoon? Running in circles. So that's fine, just fine, whatever. Yeah. Everyone's like this right now as the whole sky was falling, right? And you have Andrew saying, I find this extremely exciting. So at Clover, this is exactly the kind of shift we've been anticipating. And it reinforces a core belief that has guided our strategy from the beginning. We've never seen our AI differentiation as being about model generation itself, which they were actually against. Our approach has always been about tuning and applying existing AI infrastructure to deliver targeted, personalized healthcare insights. That is extremely important, okay? Instead of measuring ourselves on our raw compute capacity or trying to outbuild the big AI titans, we focused on creating value where it matters most, helping physicians make better decisions and improving patient outcome. So I think, and again, it's tough to say with this battle, but I think that, the biggest thing with AI is AI is trained on the corpus of the internet. But the thing about what AI doesn't have is AI has not gone to residency, right? AI doesn't know the protocols of, let's say, a hospital, right? It may try to understand, but it doesn't know. And you can't really physically train it and make it get better because it's kind of a language model that's open and it'll honestly forget ultimately what you said when the memory capacity for, ChatGPT, runs out. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, you guys know what I'm talking about. If not, it's okay, right? So, it's like a memory component in there, right? It can handle only a certain amount. Once you get over a certain amount, forget, you can't really learn any more about you. Maybe things will improve. But the point is what Clover did is they just basically said, hey, I want you to use this software. I'm going to pay you above market to use the software to take care of the Clover patients. And, I want you to essentially tell me kind of what's missing, tell me, how I can make this better. Right. So, and, 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 and it listens, right? The Clover listens, right? And then ultimately they create a model that is actionable, right? And a model that is better. And the beautiful part is they have patients that have around 80 to 100,000 patients. Now it's over 100,000 patients. And the model continuously gets better and better and better and better, right? So this is pretty good. And, the biggest thing regarding kind of AI is that the ability to use large language models, as it becomes cheaper, it becomes more accessible, meaning that now a lot of things can get built on top of it, almost like the fridge. The guy who made the fridge never became a billionaire, right? It was the Coca-Cola company that became Coca-Cola stock is a $268 billion company, right? Without the fridge, who the hell wants to drink a hot Coke, right? So, you got to look at companies, what are the companies, what's the next new Coca-Cola, right? And now since it's becoming cheaper, you're going to start seeing that. So the reality is that AI model frameworks are rapidly becoming both expensive and commoditized, and compute might very well become the new storage. DeepSeek's efficiency in building a powerful model at a fraction of the typical cost is a signal of the wave we've long believed was coming. And it came pretty fast. In fact, it's why we never got swept up in the craze around bigger models or high compute spend. We anticipated this wave early, and our strategy is built to ride it, to take the commodity model capabilities that others build and make it better, smarter, and more effective for solving real-world healthcare challenges. That is incredibly important. But you know what's more important than that? Anthony's Pfizer. No one knows about. We all need to get vaccinated. Okay. And that's my sponsor for Pfizer. Thank you, Anthony. Anthony works for the pharmaceutical companies, so I have to sponsor him, of course, right? I'm just kidding. Well, okay. No, really though, in all seriousness, I'm going to read this again. Okay. Right. So, to the moon and beyond, right? To the moon, right? All right. So let's read this, right? We anticipated this wave early, and our strategy is built to ride it, to take the commodity model capabilities that others build. So don't you think right now, Andrew Toy is telling his people in Hong Kong to open up DeepSeek and let's see what we can do. Don't you think they're doing this right now? You understand what I'm saying? This guy's a computer scientist, okay? He's going to take these cheap models and then train it on his data and make it better. While Humana is still using a fax machine. You understand this? Are you seeing this disruption? Right? I hope that now, because you already know who I am. I'm your number one fan. I love it, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna be fighting. You know who's the number one fan? You guys have to fight. You guys have to fight. In Vegas, we're gonna do a fight. Right? Where's Clove to retirement? Where are you? He's not here. Okay, if he's not here, that's it. You're my number one fan. That's it. I broke up with you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, but here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Okay. You guys know who I am. Okay, you guys know my story. I came from nothing, and I got 3 degrees, and I got another, getting a master's, and then an MD. So altogether around 5 degrees, right? Graduated top of my class in undergrad, and all these great things, right? And now you're starting to see, when I talk to you about models and AI, you're starting to see what it's when I talk, I don't bullshit. Okay, I don't bullshit. Okay, There's people that talk and there's people that bullshit, right? I don't bullshit, right? I deliver what I say. Now, it takes me a while. Shout out to my OGs. It takes me a while, right? It does. It took me a while, right? But again, I'm doing medical school, and it's a lot, right? But I can assure you that what this guy's saying, there's heavy truth, right? And forget the stock price. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just talking about what he basically said in this statement. Okay. Right. You should tell and read this to your significant other. Right. But say, I anticipate, say it in singular. I anticipated this wave early. Right. And my strategy is to write it. Right. To take the commodity model capabilities and build and make it better. Right. They're gonna look at you and be like, this guy needs some Seroquel, right? All right. So this shift isn't just a win for Clover, right? Trust me, this is a win. Now we're guys, listen. You guys are about to freak out right now, okay? You guys don't even know what's about to happen. Clover now is about to take this data and is about to have large language models in the Clover Assistant. You understand this? Efficiency is about to go through the freaking roof now. You understand that? So, anywho, it's a win for the healthcare industry. So, it's a win for healthcare and every industry working to make AI practical and scalable. When the tools become easier and cheaper to access, the real differentiation lies in how you use them. For us, that means building AI systems that don't just analyze data, but transform it into actionable insights for physicians in real time. The future of AI is here, a future where innovation is measured not by who builds the biggest model, right? But by who uses it to deliver the biggest impact. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to recreate this, okay? The future of innovation is measured not by who builds the biggest fridge in the world. I don't care how big of a fridge you build, but the people that are going to be successful are the people who use the fridge to deliver the biggest impact. Like Coca-Cola, or perhaps maybe the Clover Assistant. These are parallels that you need to understand. Going back to my homeboy, Market Cap. Why aren't you following me, man? I always shout you out, right? Come on, man. Where are you, Market Cap? Where'd you go? Thanks for the retweet. Where come on, man. You got to be posting this every week, man. Oh, there it is. Market Cap. Thank you. All right. There it is. Okay. So let's read this. In 10 years, again, these are not my words. These are the words of this gentleman called Vivek Garipalli, right? Garipalli chocolate. The fridge analogy is liquid gold. Exactly. If you want liquid gold, that's the analogy, okay? Because people are going to make billions of dollars because of this analogy, and maybe even trillions, okay? So in 10 years, I strongly believe that it is possible for Clover to have made the biggest positive impact in healthcare. Turn on your ears for the finance, while simultaneously accruing the largest market value for Mr. Market Cap here in healthcare in excess of any healthcare company that exists today. Okay? Now, interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at SoFi real quick. I'm sorry. Humana. So I need to go ahead and program this, but let's go ahead and take a wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, I just need to go ahead and I'm going to do a couple of things here, but hold on. One moment. Negative. Yeah, so I got to go ahead and take a look at these here to kind of figure out what's going on here. Give me one moment. Let me just see this real quick. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let me see this. I'm just because you guys need to know how much I work. I work too much. Okay, there it is. This is correct. Okay. I just wanted to confirm because I just released this today. Everything in here is correcto. Okay. Again, you know, I get nervous. Okay. It's good. It's good. All right. So here's let me just check energy transfer. Yep. You get $1.34 per share per year. You hit it up with a quarter. Now you can calculate how much dividends you get per quarter. See that? Isn't that cool? So anyway, the point is we made a exactly. It's pretty much the thing that houses the data. Absolutely. We made a platform and a software that can calculate any stock you want. In fact, let me go ahead and put soon SoundHound. I'm curious to see what it said. So with SoundHound, you got to do a couple things. So SoundHound, we have to kind of massage it. We have to, because we called this out earlier. So we have to massage it, right? Because we have to look at its revenue. So if you look at its revenue right now and take a look at it, its revenue is 45. We got to go ahead for quarterly. We get that data. We could say 25, 13, and 11. Right? Let me make sure 25, 13, 11, 25. So we got, let's say, 25 plus 13 plus 11 is 49. So we got about 49 million. And then we can have this smart calculator here. 49 divided by 3. Then we can multiply that by 4. We get around 65 million. See this? So let me go back here real quick. Let me exit out of this and let's go to 65 million. We put 65 million here. That's the revenue, right? We take the revenue, which is 65, right? And then we open up our calculator here. We say 65 million at 5%. We can do that and run it, or just say 60. We just do it here. Have to be all fancy. 65 times 5% is 325. But this is going to be an AI company, so we could do. So we talked about that probably in the prior video. Times 20 is about 13. It's about 13. About 20% is 13. It's about so about 13 million. So we could put 13 million here. Whoop, 13 million. We can go ahead and update projections. There it is. Bull case 18, 12, 8, and 3.76. And that's SoundHound, right? And we call that out at $5. Now, obviously, there's a couple things that we could do and adjust the growth rate, which we could do later, right? But you can see how accurate this is. This is very powerful stuff, right? Very powerful, right? And that's the power of our platform. So very excited. Can you do a brief calculation of Peloton? I've been following it for a while. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we're not really. Here's the thing. I'm only gonna do this one time. So let's see, Peloton. So Peloton. So it's free cash flow negative, right? So it's probably why it went ahead and actually it just turned positive. So it's slowly turning positive on a quarterly basis. Let's go ahead and run the annual real quick. You can see here it's slowly, so it's slowly turning positive. We're saying 10, 26, 8. And then we're going to, so it's saying that stock price is $8 and it's saying it's worth around $6.96 base case to $9.54, right? So you can see, the power of this, right? Are you starting to see it, right? And then you can move here real quick. You could do, Piton, and you could go ahead. You can see how the free cash flow dipped. You could go ahead and do quarterly, fetch that data. You can start to see negative to positive right here. And you can start to, so again, lots of cool stuff. You can see how accurate it is. The price is worth, anywhere between $6.96 to $9.54, right? And again, I believe it's risky, but I don't condone it. I'm just showing you that yeah, I agree. Great workout, but I'm just showing you guys that, from what you're asking me, you can see the power of our platform, which is why when I tell you this thing's going to work, this thing is going to end up costing $9,000, $10,000 for lifetime access and even more. And it's ultimately lifetime access will be removed. And this will soon be monthly, which is going to be a lot more expensive than the stock terminal. You're going to start to see why, right? You're going to start to see why. Okay. But ultimately here, the proof is in the pudding. You guys know our call outs. I made all this money because I have used this data, and I'm sharing you the data that I've used and how to use it. And now you have the building blocks to succeed. And on top of all this, we went ahead and tossed the flash day sale. So 6 hours left, less than 6 hours left. Take advantage. Love you all. And that's it. That's it. Appreciate you guys. And I'll see you on the next one.